Hello, my friends. Welcome back. How are you? I hope doing okay. Let's go see what I'm up to today. All right. We're going to finish off my grand dog's food and water bowl holders. And I thought I would do that with you all to show you how I finished it off. Okay, we're going to start out using these letter molds here to spell her name out. I'm going to spritz a little bit of alcohol into the mold, and I chose my holographic glitter by Pop. I get it from Joann's Fabric. It's one of my favorite glitters. Their gold and their silver are my favorite. I'm trying to think of the names of them. The gold is Champagne, and the silver, which I'm using here today, is Silver Halo. Okay, let's go ahead and demold these because we're going to have to do them twice because her name is Lulu. So we're going to have to do the L and the U twice. Now, what I didn't realize, because I haven't used this mold in a long time, is the L come out just as you poured it in, meaning it's not backwards in the mold. So I didn't take that into consideration when I was pouring that. So we're going to have to dome that L back with the halo, silver halo glitter. Okay, now we're back and we're going to cast these letters again because we need both letters again. So this time I'm going to make sure that I'm just going to pour the L halfway. And then I will dome it. Well, not really dome it, but go back about 2 hours later and pour in some clear resin. And then that way it will demold the same way you will. They'll look the same. Now, all I'm doing here is taking my silicone tipped brush and I'm running it through there around the edges and the bottom. If there's any bubbles there, I'm trying to nudge them so that they will come to the top and I can pop them with some alcohol or my heat gun. Now I'm using my heat gun and popping any of those surface bubbles. I'm going to spritz it with alcohol. Now we're back and let's go ahead and demold these two. There's the U. Isn't that glitter just beautiful? Okay, now the L we need to put some clear resin into because remember I only poured it halfway up. And then we're going to dome that L right here with some of the silver halo glitter to make them all look the same. Okay, I spray a little alcohol in the mold over the L. And then we're going to go ahead and pour in some clear resin. Then I'm going to take my tool here and run it around the edges of the letter and make sure there's no bubbles hanging on to the sides. Okay, now I'm going to get a popsicle stick and I'm just going to drop in the rest to make sure I don't over pour in the mold. Now I sped the video up a little bit here. Okay, I'm just going to pour a little bit of that glitter into my cup. Then I'm going to put some resin on top of my letter here. I'm using Let's Resin Epoxy. And now I'm just going to take my silicone tipped brush here and dip it in the glitter and bring it on down to the L and just pat it on there and make sure I don't go off the sides of it. Because if you break that surface tension, then your resin's going to roll right off the edge. And we don't want to do that. Okay, I'm using my heat gun, popping any surface bubbles. All right, now let's move on to this part. All of our letters are cured. So now I'm taking them and putting them down here and seeing if they're going to work. See, I'm just placing them into the tray here that we're going to be using. We're going to place her piece that we made in the other video down into this silicone tray here. And we're going to make a tray for the piece that we made previously. And that way it'll keep everything together. It'll keep the handles from shaking or being loose. You know, it'll keep everything intact and together. Now I'm going to use this Better Boat that I had in my closet. I've had it for a while, and the see, it turned really yellow. The hardener did. So we're going to go ahead and try to use up as much of this as we can, because we're going to be putting black in this, so you won't see that it's yellow. And there's nothing wrong with it. You can use it, you know, it's just you would probably want to use it on something that you won't be seeing the color of the resin. I picked out this light purple glitter here. It's by Laza, L-A-Z-A. And it's a chunky glitter. It has the really super fine glitter in it, and the octagon flakes. Okay, I'm using my Mod Podge alcohol ink in black. And now I'm going to take that light purple glitter and just drop a few scoops down into it. And then we're going to go ahead and stir it up. Make sure we scrape the sides of the cup really well and the bottom of the cup really well. And this resin cures really hard. So that's why I also chose to use it, because the bottom piece here is not going to be very thick. You know, it'll be as thick as we want to pour it, but we don't want to pour it too thick. So I kind of wanted to go with that resin because I know that it's going to be rock hard solid, which my other resins that I use are that way too. But I wanted to go ahead and use this one up since it's been sitting in my closet for a while. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spray the mold with some alcohol. I'm using 91%. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour my resin. And we don't want to lay her tray down in here while it's wet like this, because well, we're going to lay the tray down in here, but we want to let her letters, we don't want to put her letters in here yet, because if we do, they're going to sink down into that black and you won't be able to see part of her letters. So we're going to let the resin cure for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then we're going to come in and put her letters in there. And that's going to brace the tray so that it can't lean inward. You know, like it's got a dent in it or a swoop in it. We don't want that. And I know that's going to happen because these are really thin pieces. That's why I'm making it this way. Okay, now we're going to get her tray out here, and I'm going to put it all together. And remember when I demolded this in the last video, I didn't have those side pieces that I just clipped in there. I'm fixing to show you right now. I slid the side piece in. And this silver piece that I'm sliding in there now, I did not do those on my last video. They were in the center of one of her pieces where the bowls go, and I didn't know that I was supposed to put resin in that too. So I had to go back and do that. Okay, I've got it all put together. Okay, now the resin has cured for an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours, somewhere around there. Okay, I don't want that to rock, so I'm going to reach over here and grab these containers, and I'm going to prop them up on each side so that this won't lean to the left or to the right, and it'll cure, you know, standing up, and it won't be leaning. I don't want it to cure like that. Okay, now I'm taking her letters and I'm just sliding them in there. And I'm going to use my Gorilla Glue and I'm going to put it on the top of the letters so that her piece right there can lay down and sit on top of the letters. And I'm putting these letters here so that the tray won't sink in. It won't dip inward when it gets hot or, you know, anything like that. Because sometimes these really thin pieces will, when they start to cure, and let's say it's 80 degrees in the house or 75 degrees in the house, then they'll start to warp. So I'm making sure that doesn't happen. And I seen on one of my subscribers told me to go and watch Steve McDonald's channel, one of his channels. He put some kind of steel rods in his phone stand, and it kept it from bending. And I thought that was really awesome. But I couldn't find anything like that. So until I do, this is what I figured out for this piece right here. But I am looking for something like that because I do want to make a few phone stands to take with me to the market. But I quit making them because, you know, they kept leaning in or out, and you know, I can't sell something like that. I would feel so bad if I sold someone something like that and, you know, it started folding inward or outward, sinking in or out. That would be terrible. So I quit even making them. But now they've come out with the polyurethane resin, and I see some people are making them with that. Okay, here's the letters. I had to pull two of them out because they were crooked in there. So, but I got it right and it looks really good. All right, now I'm going to take some of my Let's Resin Intense Chameleon powders and I'm going to brush it over the black. And I'm just going to use 3 different colors here. And I'm going to switch from each one and I'm going to blend them in together. I'm going to brush them on there and then blend them in. And then when you look at it, they'll change colors. And she has, you know, pink, purple, white, and black in here. So when you look at it a certain way, it'll be pink. And then when you look at it from another way, it'll be purple. So I think it's going to look really, really good down in her tray here. I'd like to take a minute to thank my subscribers for your support. I can't do this without you, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will consider doing so. It would help me out and get me closer to my goal of 5,000 subs. And guess what? It's free. Don't you want to help a sister out? I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so yet. I do all kinds of things on my channel. And if you don't see me do it and you would like to, just email me, or you can comment below any of my videos and ask me and I will do my best. Okay, now that part has cured. So I'm just taking a look around, seeing how everything looks. How do y'all like the way the bottom of the tray looks so far? See how that's already sinking right there, sinking in and dipping in a little bit? We're going to fix that. See this mold right here? We're going to put some resin and some of that silver halo glitter in it that matches her letters. And I'm going to slide it in underneath here and glue it there. So we'll fix that dip right there that the tray is trying to lean. Okay, I got some more of that Better Boat resin, and I've mixed it up already. It's right here. This is what I used. And I'm trying to use it up because it's really yellow. I'm going to take the lid off and let you see down in there. See how yellow that is? Oh, goodness. But we can still use it, so we're not wasting anything. Not over here. I'm spraying some alcohol into that tray. And now we're going to go ahead and pour the resin in. Have any of you been to Hobby Lobby lately? My mom had a doctor's appointment today. That's why my video is running a little behind today. And I stopped by Hobby Lobby, and they had a new item on the shelf that I've never seen before by the glitter. And it's called flocking. It's fiber. And I got two bottles of it. I got a pink and a white. And I have no idea what it's used for, but it looked really cool. So I'm going to look it up and see what I can do with it and how I can incorporate it into resin. So if anybody's used it, let me know, and let me know what you use it for. I'm just making sure I get that resin all around the tray and get the whole bottom covered. And now I'm going to take my heat gun, heat that resin up a little bit, get it to moving, and pop any of the surface bubbles. Now I sped the video up here so we can move through this part. And I'm just going to take my silicone tipped brush here, and I'm making sure I scoot the resin to the edges of the tray and get all of it covered. I'm making sure there's resin all around her letters and all around the back of the tray, the sides of the tray. Okay, now we have a little bit of resin left. I'm going to put that silver halo in it and stir it up. And I have this Sinker White out that you use in alcohol inks. And I'm going to drop a few drops down into that resin. I want to match the sides of the tray kind of with the bottom. You know, you see how the sides of the tray kind of have a smoky look to them? It's on the inside. Well, I'm trying to get that look down on the bottom tray as well. Okay, I'm going to drop a few more drops into the resin and then take my brush here and move it around. I want to separate it. I don't want it to just sit there in little patches. I'm trying to separate it and make it look like smoke. Like smoke on the water. I hope it looks really cool. Because I think it's going to, you know, look really good over that, those intense chameleon powders. Okay, now we're going to get out this mold here that we're going to put in the back of the tray to brace it up in the back. And we already let that glitter sit over there and degas for a while. And now we're going to go ahead and pour it into our mold. And I'm not going to fill it completely up because we don't need, you know, the whole thing filled to use it for what we're going to be using it for. Okay, I'm going to run my heat gun through it one more time. Pop any of the surface bubbles. I'm going to spritz a little bit of alcohol. And now we're going to put some of these holographic lightning bolts down in her tray because she is so fast. And I'm not going to put a whole lot in here, just enough to know that they're there. Probably about 6 of them. 6 to 8, somewhere around there. And if you want to get in on my next giveaway, the picture is going to be at the end of the video of what's going to be in my next giveaway. It's the nightlight that I made, the Christmas nightlight, and I want to go ahead and get that shipped off to the person that wins it so they can enjoy it for Christmas. So, but don't comment under this video if you want to be in the giveaway. I'm going to put it up in my community tab, and that's where you let me know if you want to be in on the giveaway or not. Because if you keep putting it under different videos, then I may miss you. So just go ahead and put your name over there. And I'll have that put up in my community tab probably tomorrow. I may get it done tonight. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow. So just make sure you keep looking either tonight or in the morning. And go ahead and comment there if you want to be in that giveaway. And I'm just taking my silicone brush here and moving that sinker white around a little bit more. And now I'm going to bring you down and let you take a look at it and see what it looks like. I think that looks exactly like smoke. I hope it cures up beautifully in there, you know, because it's not cured yet. So I don't know what it's going to look like when it cures. Hopefully it won't, you know, it'll stay separated, hopefully. You know, because as resin cures, it moves inward. So I'm hoping that it's going to stay pretty much separated. Okay, we're back, and now this is ready to demold. The piece we're going to put in the back to brace the back of the tray. And see how thick that is? And I didn't even pour the resin all the way to the top. Look at that glitter. I absolutely love it. The sparkle it has is so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to turn the tray around. Uh-oh, my little piece fell out of the side. I'm thinking I might glue those in there because those are there so you can move the tray up and down. You know, if the dog is small or mid-sized dog, it's where the food bowls sit, either low or high. And she's not going to be moving it, you know, because she's fully grown. So she's not going to grow anymore. And she's a really tiny dog. So I think I'm going to go ahead and glue those clips in so they won't fall out anymore because I've already lost them twice. Okay. It looks good. Everything looks good so far. I'm going to go ahead and use this deburring tool right here, and I'm going to go ahead and clean those edges up because when I demolded the bottom tray, it left a little bit of a lip there. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that off with my deburring tool here. And I ended up, I couldn't figure out why my deburring tool wasn't working as well, you know, while I was cleaning the edge of this tray off. And then I remembered, well, it's probably about time to change the blade, don't you think? So I got my blades out and I changed it and put a new blade on there. Okay. How does that look? I think it cured up beautifully. It looks so good. I'm so happy with how this turned out so far. What do you all think? Do you think it's pretty? Let me know in the comment section below. And you can see those chameleon powders, the intense chameleon powders, so good, even though we put, you know, the sinker white over it to make it look like smoke, you can still see the colors really well. So I'm so happy about it. Okay, let's go ahead and push this underneath here, and let me see about right where I'm going to put it. And then we'll put some glue on it, and it won't move. Okay, I think I'm probably going to brace it right about there. Yeah, it looks good there. Okay, we're going to pull it out. And I'm going to take my deburring tool and clean up the edges on it too. I don't really like cleaning the edges with my deburring tool when it hasn't cured long, and this really hasn't cured that much. So I'm going to take these scissors and clean the rest of it off, because I'm going to end up taking chunks out of it if I keep using that deburring tool when it hasn't fully cured. Okay, I think that's perfect. Look at the bottom of the tray. Doesn't it look so pretty? Okay. Now let's put some of the Gorilla Glue on there. This is my go-to glue. It's my favorite. I use it for almost everything. I also like that liquid fusion. It's a heavy-duty adhesive. You use it a lot for placing crystals on things, but I really like it too. Now I'm going to take these Q-tips here and clean up around the casting I put in there, because some of the glue got around the edges. Okay, here we are, you guys. I am finished. Let me know what you think about it. Well, it's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.